Hello guys, welcome back to IGCSE on Fingertips. Today we are going to solve Physics Paper 2 of May-June 2021. The paper code is 22. It's a 45 minutes and the paper is MCQ type paper. Let's get started. Question 1. Which piece of apparatus is most suitable for measuring the mass of a pencil sharpener? Digital balance, measuring cylinder, Newton meter or ruler. Now we want to measure mass. So digital balance would be most appropriate. Question number 2. Okay. 4 balls with different masses are dropped from the heights shown. Air resistance may be ignored. Which ball has the smallest average speed? The ball that is falling from the lowest height has the smallest average speed, irrespective of its mass. So, option A is the correct answer. Let's go to question number 3. A ball is thrown vertically upwards through the air. Air resistance acts on the ball. Which graph shows how its speed varies with time? Now what happens when the ball is thrown upwards? Its velocity goes on decreasing. Finally it becomes 0 and the ball starts falling. Because we have to consider air resistance, our ball while falling back will reach a terminal velocity. Let's see which of these graphs do agree with that philosophy. Okay, so this does not have any mention of terminal velocity, even this does not, right? Because terminal velocity is when the speed becomes constant. In these two it is possible. Now we have to understand that what happens to the speed when it is going up. Does it decrease increasingly or does it decrease decreasingly? Right? Now as it goes up, the decrease becomes smaller and therefore D is your correct answer. Option D is the correct answer. Question number 4. What is the best description of the meaning of mass of an object? Now if you remember, in the first law we have understood, in the first law of motion we have understood that inertia is directly proportional to mass. So we can define mass somewhere like that. Option A, space occupied by the object. No, it's volume. Force that gravity exerts on the object. No, that's weight. Resistance of the object to change its motion, whether it is in motion or whether it is at rest. So option C is your correct answer. Closeness of packing of molecules in an object is its density, right? Okay, question 5. A measuring cylinder contains 40 centimeter cube of water. A stone of mass 94 gram is lowered into the water so that it is fully submerged as shown. What is the density of the stone? Okay, first let us write that density is equal to mass upon volume. Mass is given as 94. What will be volume? First it was 40 centimeter. Now it is 76. So 76 minus 40 is 36 centimeter cube, right? So 94 upon 36 centimeter cube. That will bring us to 2.6111 repeating. Option D matches our answer. So option D is the correct answer. Let's go to question number 6. The extension load graph for a spring is shown. The unstretched length of the spring is 1.17 centimeter. When an object is suspended from the spring, the length of the spring is 19.2 centimeter. What is the weight of the object? Okay, first let us find the extension. Extension is equal to stretched length minus unstretched length. So it is 2.2 centimeter. Okay, now let's have a look at extension load graph. Let us note down where is 2.2. It's here, right? Let's see where does this coincide. It coincides with the load 3 Newton. So your correct answer will be option D, 3 Newton. Okay, question number 7. A satellite orbits the Earth in an anti-clockwise direction at a constant speed as shown. When the satellite is in position shown In which direction does the resultant force act upon? See, at this point, after this point, the satellite is going to continue this circular motion, right? So displacement is in the direction of resultant force. From that, I can say that D is the direction of resultant force. What is this resultant force? It is centripetal force, center seeking force. Question number 8. A tennis ball has a mass of 57 gram. A tennis player hits the ball with a tennis racket. Tennis ball has a velocity of 25 meters per second when it hits the racket. The velocity of tennis ball when it leaves player's racket is 15 meters per second in the opposite direction from its approach. Okay, let us draw a small diagram. In this direction, it is coming with 25. It goes back with the velocity of 15. Okay. The average force exerted by tennis racket on the ball is 35 Newton. For how long is the tennis ball in contact with tennis racket? Now guys, to understand this, we can simply use the change in momentum, right? The change in force is nothing but delta P by T. Okay, now we want to find time, so I can simply write time will be given by the change in momentum upon force. Correct? Change in momentum can be found out by the change in velocity. We already have the mass of the ball, and force can be taken right from here, 35 Newton. So let us do that. So the change in momentum is 57 and 25 minus of minus 15. Why? Because velocity is a vector. So this velocity, if taken in the same direction, is minus 15, right? Divided by force, which is 35. Now remember that this 57 is in grams, so we must make it into kilograms. So this will be 0.057 kilograms, right? Quickly keeping this in your calculator, you get the ball is in contact for 0.065 seconds. Okay, next question. Number 9. This question is about 4 methods used to produce electrical energy. Which method has a correct description? Method A. A hydroelectric power station uses a renewable source and does not emit carbon dioxide. Yes, this is the correct answer, the only correct option. Okay, question number 10. A stone is released from rest from a building on earth. The air resistance is negligible. What is the velocity when this stone has fallen 5 meters? So it can be clearly written, found out by the formula V square is equal to U square plus 2GS. This is about falling bodies. We will use this formula, right? So V square is to be found out. U square is 0 because it is released from rest. So 0 square plus 2. G can be taken as 10. If it's not given, that take it as 9.8. We'll take it as 10. What is the displacement? They are saying that the displacement is 5 meter. So 2 tens are 20, 25s are 100. Right? So V square is equal to 100, or we can write V is 10 meters per second. Let's find an option. Option B, 10 meters per second is your correct answer. Question number 11. The power input to an electric motor is 400 watt. The efficiency of motor is 85%. How much power is wasted? Can we clearly say that if efficiency is 85%, that is the useful power? The wasted power is 15%, right? So 15 upon 100 of 400 watt is wasted. This will bring you to 60 watts being wasted. Let's find that answer. Option A. 60 watt is wasted. Okay, question number 12. A book has a mass of 400 gram. The surface of book is in contact with a table, has dimensions 0.1 meter into 0.20 meters. The gravitational field strength G is 10 Newton per kilogram. What is the pressure exerted on the table due to book? We know that pressure is equal to force upon area. For this book, force will be its own weight. So I will write force is nothing but W upon area. Area is 0.10 into 0.20. Now we can even take weight, right? Weight is mass into gravitational field strength, but mass is 400 grams and gravitational field strength is in kilogram. Change that into kilograms, so 0.4 multiplied by 10, right? Quickly put this in your calculator. 0.4 into 10 divided by 0.1 and 0.2. So your calculation comes to 200 Newton per meter square. That is the unit of pressure. Okay, question 30. A horizontal metal plate of area 0.5 meter square lies at the bottom of a lake at a depth of 40 meter. Density of water is 1000 kilogram per meter cube and the gravitational field strength G is 10 Newton per kilogram. What is the downward force acting on the plate due to water? Now clearly this plate, the downward force is due to the weight of the water column, right? The water column above it. So we need to calculate the weight of the water column. From the formula density is equal to mass upon volume, I can write density into volume is equal to mass, and we will multiply this gravitational field strength with mass just like we did in question 12, and we can find the weight, and then we already have the area, right? Okay, we don't even need pressure, we just need force. So weight is the force. Now to find volume, we have base area and we have height as 40 meters. So volume will be base area into height. So mass is density multiplied by base area multiplied by height. This will be the mass of the water column on top of this metal plate. 1000 multiplied by 0.5 multiplied by 40 gives you 20 into 10 to the power 3 kilogram. This is your mass, right? Now if you multiply it by 10, you will get your force. So into 10, this will give you 200 into 10 to the power 3 Newton, right? This is nothing but 200 kilonewton, which is option C, right? Okay, let's go to question number 14. Which row describes the forces between molecules and the motion of the molecules in a gas? Okay, so forces between molecules of a gas are weak and the motion of molecules is free, right? That is option C. So answer for 14 is option C. Question 15. Very small pollen grains are suspended in water. A bright light shines from the side. When looked at through a microscope, small specks of light are seen to be moving in a random, jerky manner. What are moving specks of light? Now see, we can't see molecules. We'll be able to see only pollen grains. Why are they moving? They are moving because they are being collided by the water molecules. So what are the moving specks of light? They are pollen grains being hit by other pollen grains? No. They are pollen grains being hit by water molecules. Option B is your correct answer. Question 16. A hole is drilled in a metal plate. What happens to the length of the plate and to the diameter of the hole when plate is cooled? Now when the plate is cooled, the length of the plate will obviously decrease, right? Because of contraction. And what happens to the diameter is, let's say this is our plate. What happens to the diameter? The plate contracts from all sides, right? Which will decrease the diameter also. So our correct answer is option A. Length of the plate decreases and diameter of the hole also decreases. Question 17. Which statement describes a sensitive liquid in glass thermometer? The one that shows very high fluctuation for a very small change in temperature. Thermometer which can be used to measure very high and very low values of temperature? No. Because with increased sensitivity the range will decrease. A thermometer which gives same increase in length of liquid column for each degree of temperature rise. No, that are all thermometers. A thermometer which is accurate because it has been calibrated, again talks about all thermometers. A thermometer which gives a large increase in length of the liquid column for each degree of temperature rise. Yes, this is our correct answer. Question 18. Block of aluminium has mass 2 kg, has an initial temperature of 20 degrees Celsius, absorbs 7300 joules of thermal energy. Specific heat capacity of aluminium is 913 joule per kg degree Celsius. What is the final temperature of aluminium block? To do this, let us just write the formula that heat energy absorbed or given out is equal to mc delta theta, right? It is already given, the heat energy is already given, 7300. This is equal to mass 2 kg, C is given 913, but you don't know the delta theta, you only know the initial temperature. So let's write delta theta, correct? From here you can write that delta theta is equal to 7300 upon 2 into 913. 7300 divided by 2 to 913. So this comes nearly 4 degree Celsius, right? 3.99 comes nearly 4 degrees Celsius. But this is the temperature change, right? Is it increasing or decreasing? Let's see. It absorbs 7300 joules of energy, which means the temperature is increasing. It is increased by 4. So 20 plus 4 will give you 24. So your final temperature is 24 degree Celsius. Okay, question number 19. A student sets up 4 cans. Each can contains the same mass of water at 90 degrees Celsius. The cans are identical except for outside surfaces. Which can will cool down the fastest? The one with dull black surface, because it is the best radiator of heat. Dull surfaces and black surfaces are the best radiators of heat. Okay, question 20. Thermal energy is transferred by conduction in a metal bar. Which statement is not correct? Fast vibrating ions leave the surface. No, this is incorrect. Ions cannot leave the surface of a metal bar. So option A is the incorrect one, which is your answer. Okay, question 21. A water wave passes into a region where the wave travels more slowly. As it passes into a slow region, what happens to the frequency and what happens to the wavelength of the wave? We know the speed of the wave is given by frequency into wavelength. Now frequency of a wave never ever changes. It depends only on the source. So if velocity decreases or the speed decreases, the wavelength has to decrease, right? From here, let us find out. Frequency remains the same, wavelength decreases. Option C is your correct answer. Okay. Question number 22. Light traveling at a speed of 3 into 10 to the power 8 meters per second strikes the surface of glass block and undergoes refraction as it enters the block. Okay, this is moving towards the normal. Diagram shows a ray of this light before and after it enters the block. What is the speed of light in glass? Now we know that refractive index is speed of light in vacuum upon speed of light in this medium. Refractive index is also equal to sine of angle of incidence and sine of angle of refraction. Correct? We have the sine of angle of incidence and refraction. So I will write this is equal to sine 55 upon sine 33. Let's quickly find out. We have sine 55 divided by sine 33. This comes down to nearly 1.5. Now keeping this value here, right? So we have 1.5 is equal to the speed of light in vacuum. It's given 3 into 10 to the power 8 vacuum or air divided by the velocity which we want to find out. So V is equal to 3 upon 1.5 into 10 to the power 8. This is twice. So your correct answer is option B, 2 into 10 to the power 8 meters per second. Okay, question 23. Which statement about the image of an object formed in a plane mirror is correct? In a plane mirror, the image is of the same size, right? Okay, it is smaller than the object. No, it is same size as the object. Yes, this is your correct answer. Let's go to question 24. An object is placed in front of a thin converging lens. Diagram shows pathways of two rays from the top of the object. Okay, an image of the object is formed on a screen to the right of the lens. How does this image compare with the object? For that, guys, let us quickly draw the image. Let us find where the image is, right? And then we will talk about how the image is. So a straight line going like this, a straight line which is going somewhere. Okay, yeah. So a straight line going somewhere like this, right? So your image forms somewhere here, right? It is clearly further away from the object, right? It is further away from the lens compared to object. So it is going to be larger, and it is inverted, it is real. It's obtained on a screen, so it is real. Let's see. Option A, it is larger and inverted. Yes, this is your correct answer. Question 25. Here are three statements about the speed of electromagnetic waves. Okay. The speed of an electromagnetic wave in a vacuum is 340 meters per second. No. The speed of electromagnetic wave in vacuum is 3.0 into 10 to the power 8 meters per second. Yes. Speed of an electromagnetic wave in a vacuum is approximately same as in air. Yes. So your correct option must contain 2 and 3, which is option C, 2 and 3. Okay, next question. The sound from a loudspeaker must pass through two materials to reach a microphone. Which combination of metal gives the shortest time for the sound to reach the microphone? Now what happens is that the material 1 and material 2 should be such that they allow sound to travel fastest. Now we know the sound is traveling fastest in solids. So both of them solids is the best case scenario. If at least one of them is solid, then that will be our answer. Let's see. Okay, air, hydrogen, both are gases. Air, water, gas and liquid. Copper, aluminium, both are solids. Water and oil, both are liquids. So your best option is option C. Question 27. Which method does not demagnetize a bar magnet? Heat the bar magnet and place it in east-west direction to cool. This will demagnetize it because the bar magnet is placed at an angle to the magnetic field of Earth and you are heating it. Place the bar magnet in an east-west direction and hammer it. Hammering also demagnetizes a magnet. Place the bar magnet in a coil connected to AC supply and slowly withdraw it. In an AC supply, the coil's magnetic poles are continuously changing, they are alternating. So withdrawing it slowly will again demagnetize it. Place the bar magnet in a coil connected to DC supply and slowly withdraw it. Here, it will not happen, demagnetization will not happen because the poles are not changing. The magnet is not being repelled in any way. So, option D will be your correct answer. Question 28. Three piles of small nails P, Q and R are placed on a bench below three electromagnets. One set of nail is made of copper, one of soft iron and one of steel. Now they are talking about magnets and they are talking about copper, soft iron and steel. So let me just write copper is non-magnetic, right? You cannot magnetize a copper. Soft iron can be used to make an electromagnet because it gets magnetized temporarily, and steel can be used to make a permanent magnet because it can stay magnetized for a longer amount of time. Diagram 1 shows situation where electromagnets are switched on, okay, and diagram 2 shows the situation when electromagnets are switched off. So clearly R is steel because it has nails connected to it even when the switches are open, right? P has not been magnetized even when switches were closed, so it is copper. P copper and R is steel. Let's find out what option do we have. Option A, P copper, R is steel and Q is soft iron. Yes, this is your correct answer. This is your correct answer. Question 29. A magnet is suspended by a cotton thread. Magnet is displaced and then allowed to swing freely until it comes to rest. Why does this magnet always comes to rest pointing in the same direction? Because of the interaction between the magnetic field of Earth and the magnetic field of the magnet. Electric field of the magnet and electric field of the Earth. No. Interaction between electric field of the magnet and magnetic field of the Earth. No. Interaction between magnetic field of magnet and gravitational field of Earth. Still no, because of the interaction between magnetic field of magnet and magnetic field of the Earth. Yes. So the south pole of magnet is attracted to the north magnetic pole of the Earth, right? This is why it comes back to same position. Question 30. Student rubs the plastic rod with the cloth. Rod becomes positively charged. What has happened to the rod? Now if this is a rod, right, and if it becomes positively charged, it means negative charges have run away. Positive charges cannot move. So this rod has lost electrons, which happens to be option C. It has lost electrons. Okay, question 31. An isolated metal sphere is positively charged. Then it is brought near to another isolated metal sphere that is neutral. What happens to the charges on the neutral sphere as the positively charged sphere is brought close to it? Okay, so what will happen if this is brought close? The positive charges get repelled, but the negative charges get attracted. So this half of this, right, left is negatively charged because some of the negative charges moved from right to left. There will be surplus of positive charges on the right. What is moving? Negative charges are moving. Okay, let us find our option. Some positive charges move. No. Some positive charges move. No. Some positive charges move. No. Positive charges do not move, but some negative charges move to the left. So your correct answer is option D. Let's go for question 32. Which circuit has a zero reading on the ammeter? The circuit in which current does not pass has the zero reading on ammeter. Let's see in which circuit current cannot pass. Okay, it passes through here, it passes through here, because the direction of the diode and the direction of current are same. The current does pass through here and it reaches. So this has some reading. Let's look at option B. Okay, passes, and then it does have some current because it can reach both the points of the battery. Let's look here. Yes, does pass. Okay, and does pass from here as well. So here also ammeter reading is there, but it does pass from this diode, does not pass from this diode. The current cannot pass beyond this point. So this means that the circuit is open, and that's why there is no current in the circuit and ammeter has a zero reading. Option D is your correct answer. Question 33. Two 10 ohm resistors are connected in series and then in parallel. What is the combined resistance in each case? Let's check. Let's take a resistor, okay, and connect it with another 10 ohm resistor. So in series the resistance gets added. So 10 plus 10 is 20. But when they are in parallel, right, their reciprocals get added. So 10 and 10. Here the equivalent resistance is 1 by 10 plus 1 by 10, which is equal to 2 by 10. So the resistance is equal to 10 by 2, which is 5 ohms. So in series 20 ohms and in parallel 5 ohms. Let's find an option. You have option C as your correct answer. Question 34. The diagram shows a combination of 4 logic gates that produce an output signal at R that depends on the states of inputs P and Q. This is the diagram of the logic gate. Which single logic gate produces the same effect as the combination? Okay, so let us just name certain inputs. Here we'll have P dash. Let's say here we have input Q dash. Let's say here we have input R1. Now let us make a truth table that has all the inputs. So we have P, Q. We'll keep P, Q and R1. Sorry, P, Q and R together, because this is where we have to find what the logic gates are, right? This will be P dash, this will be Q dash, and this will be R1. Let us make this truth table, right? Okay, so let's take the inputs as 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. So for this 0, 1, 0, 1, P dash will be 1, 0, 1, 0, because this is NOT gate, even this is a NOT gate, this is also NOT gate, and this is an AND gate, right? So Q should be 1, 1, 0, 0, right? And let us find out what is R1. This is an AND gate. 1 and 1 will give output 1. 0 and 1 will give output 0. 0 multiplied by 1 is 0. 1 and 0 will give output 0, and 0, 0 will also give output 0. Okay. Now, from here, let us understand what happens when a complementary is taken. Right? So 1 becomes 0, 0 becomes 1, 1 becomes 1, and 1 becomes 1. So let us check here that whenever the output is 0, right? So input is 0, 0. Only for that case output is 0. Everywhere else the output is 1. Such gate is a OR gate. So your correct answer is option D, OR gate. Okay, question 35. A solenoid is connected to a very sensitive ammeter. A rod is inserted into one end of the solenoid. Ammeter shows that there is a small electric current in the solenoid while the rod is moving, right? When will this happen? It will happen if and only if The rod is magnetic, right? A small electric current is nothing but an induced EMF. Which rod is being inserted? Hot copper rod? No. A magnetized steel rod? Yes. A magnetized steel rod will induce EMF if it is moving inside a coiled conductor. Okay. Question 36. You have diagram shows a transformer, right? Okay. What is the output voltage? So 550 turns, 115 turns, 22,000 volts and output voltage. So the formula we are going to use here is number of turns in primary coil upon number of turns in secondary coil is the voltage at primary coil upon voltage at secondary coil. Correct? We want to find what is happening at the secondary coil, what is the output voltage. So changing this, I have Vs is equal to Vp multiplied by number of turns in secondary coil upon number of turns in primary coil. Okay, keeping the values, I have primary voltage is 22,000. Secondary number of turns is 115 and primary number of turns is 550. So 0 0 cancelled, 11 5 times, 11 2 times, 5 1 times and 5 23 times. So 200 into 23 is 4600 volts. So your correct answer is option C, 4600 volts. Question 37. Which row correctly states how nuclei behave during nuclear fission and nuclear fusion? In nuclear fission, they separate and in nuclear fusion, they join together, right? So nuclear fission, they split apart and nuclear fusion, they join together. Option C will be your correct answer. Question 38. The charge on a proton is E. What is the charge on an electron and what is the charge on a neutron? So charge on electron is minus E and charge on neutron is 0. So D is your correct option. Let's look at question 39. Some radioactive nuclei decay to give new nuclei which are also radioactive. Part of a series of decays are shown. Okay. How many decays involve emission of a beta particle? Okay. So beta particle is B0 and -1, right? So let's see which of these following will emit beta particle. Here, what is important? The number of nucleons does not change. Here the nucleon number is changing, so this is not a beta decay. Here the number of nucleon is not changing and the number of protons is increasing by 1, so this is the first beta decay. Now if you observe here also, the number of nucleons are not changing but the number of protons are increasing by 1. This is number 2 beta decay. 34 to 30, this is change in number of nucleons. This is also change in number of nucleons. So these two are again not beta decay. So how many beta decays you have? 2. So correct option is option B. Question 40. The graph shows the activity of radioactive source over a period of time. Activity counts and time in minutes. What is the half-life of source? So half-life is when the activity goes from 120 to 60. That happens in a span of 2 minutes. Again, let's check. It should go from 60 to 30. Again, that also happens in a span of 2 minutes. So we can say the half-life, the amount of time in which it becomes half, is 2 minutes. So your correct option is option B. This brings us to the end of this paper. Thank you for watching. You can ask for more paper solutions in the comment box below. Please like, share and subscribe to our content if you like it. Thank you for watching.